Yo, welcome to Sports and Street Talk. My name is Josh Portis.
I'm Rob Gordon.
And today we got a very special guest in the building from Bed-Stuy, New York, one of the main public figures, hip-hop figures in New York, man. Been doing this thing for a long time. We here at the Continent DC. This is the first show here, and we're going to do a lot of shows here so we can continue to move forward and be positive and send some messages out that, can uplift other people and keep it pushing. Today we got Mayo in the building, man. Clap it up for Mayo.
Clap it up for Mayo. Clap it up for Mayo. Yes, sir. Yes,
What's
sir.
happening?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Mayo, man.
That's the vibes.
Man, man, just, being here, man, in the presence of somebody that's been through a lot and continue to be perseverance and push. Man, tell us about your story, man, your background, man, and how all this thing got started, man, and how we can go from there.
Pretty much no different than anybody coming from the ghetto, coming from an environment where we was, started to be attracted to the street very early.
Yeah.
Started to do things that, that we felt was right because of our situations, going, just being pulled into that life.
Yeah.
Getting in trouble early, having, a foundation where, we got parents that addicted to drugs and, going through their struggles and their ups and downs, and which led to us actually being, in the street probably way too early, stealing some of our innocence, some of our, childhood away from us, because now we forced to be in situations to react like men before we even became them.
So talk about your situation a little bit. So you went away for a little while. What took you away from us, or whatever the case may be, and how did you get home off of that?
Well, before I went away, I had already been getting in trouble. I had already, took my oath to be whatever I was going to be, which I didn't see myself being anything other than what I was just being in the street.
Right.
So I was doing whatever I needed to do, in the realm of that world.
Yeah.
Selling drugs, taking it, doing whatever.
Yeah.
I went to jail for drug-related kidnapping. I had a 5 to 15, could have been home at 5, ended up doing 10.
Okay. So you came home on good behavior? Not really.
You're not hearing me. You didn't catch it.
Yeah, I didn't catch it.
I had a 5 to 15. I could have came home in 5. I ended up doing 10.
Oh, nigga, you was in there getting busy. You was getting busy.
It was no good behavior. It was all bad.
Yeah, you was in there getting busy.
Yeah, it was all bad. It was all bad. I was getting in a lot of trouble in there.
So when you came home, you started rapping when you came home?
No, I started rapping while I was there.
Okay.
I started rapping while I was actually in jail, in prison. Actually, I started rapping while I was going through those issues while I was there, always going in the box.
Okay.
Right? So, in New York State, they put you in the box for years.
Mm-hmm.
So I had done altogether almost close to 4 years in the
box.
23 hours locked in, no nothing. You either reading, you either sleeping, working out, and that might not mean working out. I'm talking about just push-ups.
Push-ups. That's all you can do in that little ass hole.
Sit-ups.
Yeah.
You ain't doing much. Masturbating. You reading a book. You can't do but so much. So, yeah. So you ain't doing too much. So in those situations, I was young. I went to jail when I was 17. So I was going in the box. My first time in the box, I turned 18 in the joint. Yeah. So under those circumstances, so I started rapping
in the box.
Yeah. I started rapping while I was doing a year for a cutting, and I started rapping. It was a Friday night. I was listening to these dudes on the gallery, and they was just rapping, and I was just like,
I can do that.
No, I didn't say that. I just felt like, ooh, this was nice, and I just was like caught up in what they was doing. That I said to myself, I'm gonna get up in the morning and write me a rap.
All right. What was it? You remember the first rap you wrote?
It was some stressed out, Tupac inspired. I'm living in this cell, feels like hell. You know what I'm saying? It was something like that. You know what I mean? Like, we going through it, So it was like, I started to rap while I was in the box because it was like, what else you gonna do? I told you ain't doing much.
You ain't doing
right?
nothing. Yeah.
So it started to feel good to get up in the morning and start writing a rap, and then before I knew it, the whole day was gone.
It's gone.
So now I got me a new hobby that I never ever had before.
Right.
So that's how it started.
Okay. So then you come out, you come home, you got this hobby this secret skill that nobody really know. You know what I'm saying, that you got.
But you gotta also understand, before I even got out, you gotta remember the time. This is we talking the 90s.
Yeah.
Nobody had ever came home and became a successful rapper yet.
Nah, at all.
This hadn't happened.
Yeah.
So I was sitting in my situation going, damn, I'm gonna go home and be a rapper? Nah. How? Like, who?
Yeah.
I had nobody to look to and say, well,
Yeah.
he did it.
Yeah.
That worked for him.
Right.
Man, what's his name did it? Nobody. I hadn't had, like, nobody did that amount of time, 8, 9, 10, 11 years or whatever, and came home and became, you know, some level of an artist. You had artists that been in jail before, but I'm talking about that level
Significant
of time
time.
and then actually coming home and having some platinum success. So I had nobody to measure myself to. I had nobody to like kind of like look at and be inspired by. So I kept it to myself.
Okay.
I kept it to myself for a long time because I was so insecure about it that if I would have got on the phone with any one of my dogs and they would have been like, yo, what you gonna do, my nigga? Like, what's happening? What we gonna do when we come up? Yo, I'm a rap.
You feel me?
They'd have been like, hell nah.
This wasn't that time yet.
Nah,
feel
yeah,
me?
yeah, yeah.
This wasn't that time. Nobody was doing this.
All right.
So I kept it to myself for as long as I could.
Okay.
You know, you talk about, you know, just being in the pen and being in that box, man. It take a giant to get through it. You
For
know
sure.
what I mean? Mentally strong. A lot of people don't realize, man, you really got to be mentally tough in that thing. You know what I'm saying? A lot of moving parts to that prison and that incarceration and things of that nature. But the goal is to persevere, to get through it and do something positive, man. What was some of the thoughts that you thought about in the cell and how you was like, you know what? I'm going to make a difference. Like, what really clicked? What made you really like, I'm going to get through this?
Well, you don't really know how strong you are until you actually going through something.
Right.
We all be like, man, I couldn't do that. And then you forced into be in a situation and you find the reserve strength that we all have.
Mm-hmm.
Because the real truth of the matter is, what you gonna do?
Yeah.
Right.
It's live or die.
Die. Right.
All the crying is not gonna change it. You see, yo, let me out. I can't take it. Nothing
Right.
you do. It's either you endure it or you succumb to it. So it's really just that simple. And I think we adapt to whatever environment that we have to. Right now, some people they adapt differently. They act out. Right. They start doing things that's beneath, like throwing shit on the seat, like doing just
wild
this and that, like just doing wild shit. I never did none of that because
Yeah.
that ain't me.
Right.
You know. So you just gotta steady the course.
So when you was writing raps in the joint, right? Did your cellies or you know niggas on the gallery, did they start to listen to you?
So I was like, I was like, I would, you know how they got. So it's the box.
Yeah.
Nobody's outside.
Yeah.
Everybody's in their cell.
Yeah.
And I was keeping it to myself. But the first rhyme I wrote, you know, they had porters. One of my guys was the porter. They let him out. He would sweep. He would help give out the food. And I like, yo, listen to this, you know. And over time, I started to kind of like confide in certain people because I was so insecure about it that I didn't want to be out there like doing what I thought was, you know, rap ass nigga.
Yeah, right.
Like, I ain't no rapper.
Right.
Like I don't
Right.
rapping in a yard ass
Right,
nigga. Like,
right.
I ain't nobody entertainment. Like,
Yeah,
you know?
for sure.
So I kept it to myself for as long as I could and only confided in dudes that I felt like was like here with me.
Yeah.
You know?
Right.
We gonna switch gears. We gonna get into this music, but you know it's sports and street talk, man. You know you up from New York, man.
New York.
You know,
The
I was
biggest.
very, very disappointed the last couple of years. I don't know if you're a Jets fan, Giants fan.
Yeah,
you
that's-
know?
yeah.
You know, I'm a big A-Rod guy. You know, how'd you feel
I'm
about
a New York fan. I'm going with
Everything
I'm
Louis
going
Vuitton?
everything. I'm going with everything New York.
Everything?
Big. Yeah, I have to.
Giants and Jets?
I mean, if I had to pick one and they was playing, let's say like they was playing each other.
Yeah, who you got?
Giants.
All right.
Huh? And I'm not a huge football guy, but I do go to games, you
Yeah.
know. But yeah, Giants.
Giants.
Big Blue.
Yeah, well, why y'all let y'all man go like that though?
Who that?
You know, Saquon, man, come
That's
on,
my
Joe.
guy in real
Yeah,
life.
like real life, like y'all gonna let
Yeah,
Saquon
yeah.
go like that? I know everybody
That's
in New
my-
York
yeah.
mad about that. Like, come on, bro.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
I fuck with say
Say-
real
say
life.
good
yeah,
people,
yeah,
man.
100%, yo. And he went over there. He went down the street too.
He went down the street and started winning.
Came back with
How that
that-
make you feel as a New Yorker? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Damn, like
Won him a Super Bowl. Huh?
That's, yeah, y'all could have
why
got
we
one.
can't? Why?
Y'all could have got one.
Why we couldn't do that though?
That's crazy.
Same thing though.
That's
What you
nuts.
think? Damn, that's crazy.
That front office,
So,
man.
so we talking New York, right?
Mm-hmm.
Y'all not really known for the football. Y'all mostly known for the basketball. So
Mm-hmm.
give me your top 5 point guards in New York from your era to now.
Man, we got to go all the way back to like Kitty. Talking about Bernard King.
Okay, Bernard was nice.
Nice.
Who would you put after? So Bernard 1 or Bernard 2?
I don't know. I don't got no number.
All right, no number. So
This is
Bernard.
top 5.
Bernard.
Rod.
Okay, that's 2.
My man Allen was not a point guard. He was a forward, but
But he played. He ran. He
yeah,
put.
like
he brought the ball up a lot.
he had a lot of hustle. I respected him so much.
Got definitely Marbury. But would you put him in your?
but you, hold on. We talking about the Knicks though, right?
Nah, we just talking
Oh.
ball. We just talking ball.
See,
Nah, we ain't talking Knicks. We talking ball.
Wait.
Period. From
I'm
the city.
When you say New York, I'm thinking this specific team.
Everywhere.
Okay, definitely Starberry Marbury.
Yeah, Starbury. You got to do that.
100,000,000%. Come on, but we had street legends that did that was
yeah, that's what I'm
supposed to
saying.
make it, man. Ed Booger Smith.
Come on.
He was so like
that.
Sports Illustrated off of street ball.
Yeah. Y'all got some legends. I'm waiting. You know what I'm
Legends.
saying? You got 2 more legends that's in there.
Come on, man. Who else? Damn, that Starberry Marbury was crazy.
That's crazy.
that
who?
right there.
Kenny.
Kent, 1,000%.
Give me one more.
One more. No, he ain't you can't. We ain't gonna claim Jordan. Nigga. We're not gonna claim Jordan.
And he ain't a PG neither. He not a pro. Yeah, he not a point guard.
We're not gonna claim Jordan.
No, you can't. No.
No,
No.
we're not
You
gonna
can't do
cheat.
that. You
I
can't
be hearing
do that.
niggas be cheating. Now Jordan really
Nah,
really
Jordan,
like,
no.
not, like come on.
No.
When he was born in New York and
Nah.
left,
He was born in the hospital and left.
right? Just
That
straight
don't
out the
count,
hospital.
nigga, that don't count.
He was out. He was
That don't
straight
count.
out the hospital.
Nigga, that don't
in
count.
the car and on the highway.
It don't count, nigga. It
That's
don't count.
what you doing, Peter. You
It
embarrassing
don't
me.
count. It don't count.
Damn. Who else? Oh, I don't know him. Pac-Man. He's a street legend.
That's
Street
a different
legend.
era.
So you in that era with the Earl Manigaults and them.
Man to go. That's
Yeah.
man to go to them.
Yeah. But nah, Earl and them is like, oh, okay. Right. So what about like Earl of Pearl?
Earl would be in that. Earl would be in
Yeah.
that. He would be in that. He would be in
Yeah.
that category.
Mhm.
So let's
Skip.
skip what skip is. Skip
Yeah.
101s.
Rafa.
Yeah.
All I'm saying is every time I'm watching the Knicks though, and it's always the stars that come in there and they dropping 40 every time.
Yeah,
But
it's
you know
a
the
couple.
Knicks been doing their thing with Tom Thibodeau, and you know they coaching staff over there, you know playing good defense, and they got a good squad in them. But every time a star go to New York, man, they
lose.
dropping.
It's
like
Kobe.
you're not a star no more.
Man.
It's hard
crazy,
to focus
right?
in New York.
And we got
I
two
don't know.
teams now. Like when we got Brooks, you know I'm on my Brooklyn shit. So it's like we had KD,
Oh yeah. How y'all let KD get up out of there, dog?
we had Garnett.
Y'all had a lot of
We
a lot of heat.
We had
Paul Pierce.
Huh?
Yeah, for sure. Paul Pierce.
Paul Pierce, but then we had what's his name?
Kyrie.
Kyrie.
How
That's
y'all
the
let
one.
Kyrie go?
That's the one.
Y'all be
Well,
making some
we had-
bonehead moves in New York, man. That's straight up. Sports. James Harden.
We had KD and
Kai.
and Kai at the same
Kai
time.
at the same
And
time.
James.
That was
And
the
James.
team that y'all was supposed to
And,
win
and
with.
what happened?
No ring. Yeah, too
don't
much
do that.
silence.
Don't
Too
do
much
that.
silence. Too
Do
much
not do
silence.
that.
Too much
So
silence.
is that what happens in New York when
Y'all go to the
I
club.
remember when how happy everybody was when Melo came to the Knicks. It was like
But Melo ain't never
biggest
win with
thing.
the Knicks though.
I know. This is what I'm saying. It's like when everybody come to New York, it's just like James Harden was there. Did we say that?
Yeah,
The streets
niggas
take
want to be
over.
outside with y'all. You
wanna-
and Jimmy and
They wanna party,
goddamn,
man. They wanna party.
Them star tenders is intoxicating.
Toxic shit. So listen, let's talk. So we talking New York. You from Brooklyn.
Yeah.
And I know Jimmy, you and Jimmy Mans.
Right.
Y'all call yourselves the hallway boys.
Please don't say that again. Shut his motherfucking mic off now.
Jimmy, my man.
Lobby boys.
Lobby boys.
Yeah.
Jimmy, my man. So Harlem niggas fresh.
He had the wrong one.
Brooklyn niggas
got
fresh.
the wrong one.
Right. We fresh air.
Who got the flyest niggas? Harlem or Brooklyn? Straight up.
First, I need you to understand this, though, man.
All right, give it to me.
I love my city. I'm very, very, very prideful about my city, but I'm super prideful about the borough that I come from and the section of that borough. I'm from the Sty.
You from Bed-Stuy?
Right. So
Bed-Stuy.
understand the significance of Bed-Stuy. We could go on for days.
Yeah.
Biggie, Jay-Z.
Yeah.
I mean,
Fly.
Yeah. So personally, me and Capo, we debate this all the time. Who
That's
started
right.
this?
Yeah.
Who started? Who was wearing Tim's first?
Don't bring up the
wearing-
Nike boots. Cause you know where you at.
That's
You got to know where you got to know where you at.
That I don't know. Like y'all been running with that for so long.
Slim.
Like
Come on, dog. Come on, Slim. Come on, Slim. You know that's our shit, dog. Come on.
Trust me.
when y'all started wearing Nike boots?
Nigga, way back. Way back.
Like what's way back?
Yeah,
What's
look,
way back?
The 70s. We can go to the 70s.
Nike wasn't even out of this. What you talking about?
Let's go to the 70s with it.
No.
Now I give y'all the Timberlands. Give you Timbs. Give you niggas 9
DC had
7s.
Nike bullshit. Y'all not letting that Nike bullshit go.
We ain't letting it go.
At all. I'm in DC. I might need to shut the fuck up.
Tell
You know,
Jim.
if I don't make it out of here.
Tell Jim, nigga.
Listen, I feel like we was doing everything first. 100%.
Nah, you niggas was doing Pele first.
Everything. I don't think y'all ever picked up that.
Nah, we never picked that up.
It's certain things. You know what y'all wear? Y'all wear Helly Hansen. Y'all
Yeah.
love some Helly Hansen.
we gonna
right
ski-
now, y'all got Helly Hansen on right now.
We gonna ski outfit your ass.
Every
to
you
death.
go to DR. What is it? DTLR.
Yeah.
Whole section full of Helly Hansen in
Go
there.
fast in your lifestyle.
They got the lime green. They got the all colors. Red with the
We
black.
gonna crush your ass with some ski gear. DC gonna smoke you with some ski gear.
I swear to God, you can't even find Helly Hansen nowhere past this shit here. Like, yo, what the hell? You got to come all the way down here just to find this to buy it.
Yeah, so
Hey, piggybacking off that Jimmy and
No, but we the flyers though. I'm gonna be honest.
so you say Brooklyn, the fly.
Yeah, the Sty.
The Sty.
Sty.
Go ahead.
Sky's the
yeah. So piggybacking off that Jimmy and your situation, man. Jim has been on the internet with Cameron and talking all they going back and forth. What you think about that situation, man? What's going on, man?
Hey, listen, man, it is what it is. Sometimes we gonna have friction, Sometimes the friction is with the people that we love, people that we come up with.
Yeah.
And it happens, man. We men, and it is, it is what it is.
Yeah.
He don't need me to speak for him, and so from a fan standpoint, if me being a fan and looking at the game, that is not something that I wanted to see.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh.
I don't want to see that because at the same time I got friends that we've been friends all our lives, and I don't want to finish this without them.
Right.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? I
Yeah.
don't want to finish this life without them. So, but I also do understand that things
Y'all been
happen.
doing it for a long time.
Yeah. Sometimes who you start with ain't who you finish with.
Talk about that though.
So it happens.
You know what I'm saying? That's
Yeah.
because, in this thing, entertainment, you know how it is. Sometimes your friends can love you for your success.
Right.
They cannot like you for your success. Or some stuff because you are successful, it might turn them off.
Well, sometimes it's just as simple as we just growing apart.
That too.
Sometimes, time and growth and development pushing us in separate directions.
Yeah.
It don't even have to be no hate shit or whatever, And so it is what it is, like I said, from a fan, it ain't something that I wanted to see, but
Yeah.
I get it, I understand, man.
It's crazy. Like everybody got their own journey, man. Everybody
Right.
got their own path, man, and it's all about people fall off on the way, people hang on the way.
Right.
It's just a natural, organic situation
Right,
where
right.
you just gotta follow your purpose. As men, I talk about it all the time, man. Just follow your purpose, and sometimes everybody's not meant to be around for a long time. You know what I'm saying?
100%. Everybody's journey is different.
Yeah.
And the thing that I try to do is not be peeking over at somebody else. It's like
Right.
it's like driving in a car, right? So now I'm in my car, and I might got a little hoopty. My shit might not go past 30 miles, and I see y'all, zoom, zoom, right? I don't want to focus on everything to my left or to my right, because if I'm too focused over here, like, damn, these niggas is moving fast, I'm gonna crash, right? If I'm too focused, like, damn, these niggas speeding, I'm gonna crash. I gotta stay focused on what's in front of me and just understand that still got motion. I might not be going as fast as I want to go, but I ain't walking.
Right, slow motion better than no motion.
I'm doing 30, and I know somebody back there doing 15.
Right, so I'm doing better than somebody else.
100%. Slow motion,
Better than
no motion.
Come on, every time. So let's talk about motion, right?
Yeah.
You've been having a lot of motion for a long time.
I'm trying.
So, you know, DC got a special relationship with you.
Yeah.
We remix your shit with the Go-Go all the time.
I remember that. We did that here.
Yeah. So
I hate her. That was crazy.
Yeah.
Yo, listen, that was 100% right. You know, y'all got a different culture than us.
For sure.
So we not far in
y'all
distance, right?
Y'all like our cousins.
But we don't have the same culture. So I remember that night like it was yesterday. They brought me to a go-go club, and they had me on stage, and I was just taking it in. And then they was like, yo, you can perform or whatever. And they put my song on, and I went to perform, and it was just like, they was just like, I mean, and this one, it was red hot.
That thing was smoking.
So they was looking at me like this. And homie said to me, hey man, let me show you how we do it down here.
Yeah.
And they remixed my shit right there, and they went crazy. They was like, yeah, like, I said, what?
Oh, that's how you do it.
I never seen nothing like that in my life.
Yeah, it's special.
I said, and everybody was like in tune, like,
yeah.
They was like, and I was like, what the fuck is this?
Right, give me some more of that shit.
That's what that means?
Yeah.
Oh, I never knew that.
Yeah.
So you see, I know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
That's what that means?
Yeah. Put us on.
That's crazy. That was lit. That was crazy. Yeah, that was a hell of an experience for me.
All right, so speaking of hell of an experience, right? Talk about, all right, coming out now, you rapping. At what point do somebody be like, nigga, you need to go ahead and put that shit together? Going back to the studio. Yeah, like actually put your raps on record. Like what
you said I got out of jail.
Yeah, you came out, we gonna
No, I
take you back
came
to that
out
story.
with the plan. I came out to do that. I came out with the company, or I came out with that. So I Hustle Hard, that was the company.
Okay.
That's the company still to this day. I came out, I sat down and wrote all these shit down before I even got out. I was like, yo, we gonna be Hustle Hard Entertainment.
Yeah.
I picked No Mercy first, but then
Okay.
somebody had that name. So I was like, yo, we gotta be Hustle Hard. And and fortunately I had a support system of homies and my brother that was like, whatever you wanna do, we're gonna do.
All right.
So, and that's very important, like you coming home. So if I wanted to come home and be like, yo, listen, we just gonna be in the street for the rest of our lives, they'd have been like, fuck it, we gonna do it. So, but good thing that they allowed me to, whatever you want to do, we gonna support it, my nigga. You say you want to do this, let's get to it, And I was able to, get right to that.
Piggybacking off what Rob said and getting to the music, man. You had some hit records. You made a lot of music. Your catalog is long. What's some of the songs that hit home to you? What was passionate about? What's some of the songs that you were passionate about?
Like when you was in the studio, like how you know it was that one?
Well, my biggest song is All the Above with T-Pain. That's like my biggest song. It's platinum or whatever. Any song that I had that charted, that did decent, was never really my favorite. It's never.
Who picked it?
It's just sometimes what it is.
It be
Like
like
the
that,
hit
huh?
is not your favorite. Hit has never been my favorite record ever in life. Never. $1 million with me and Swiss, or this one with that one. Like a hit may be because it's like catchy. It's something for the club. But I may like something a little bit more heartfelt, like a song that y'all may not know, like Mama Loves Me. You know what I'm saying? Me
Okay.
talking to my mother, or
Yeah.
me growing up, or like some more hard, or it's so personal songs that I may love for me. So I'm making them, and the people feel them, but these mines. But those are never the singles.
Okay. So if you had to say a favorite moment in your career, rap-wise, what would you say that is? Like you would say, like, this one of my favorite, or it hasn't happened yet. It might not have happened yet.
My favorite moment is when every experience was new.
Okay.
When every experience was new. The feeling that you feel being a brand new artist and you hot, you can only feel that one time, because anything after that is you trying to reinvent that or actually keep that going. And you wanna keep that going as long as possible.
Okay.
So the feeling of first coming to DC and I'm going on my first tour, the Rust Bus tour.
Right.
Right? The
Yep.
first time. I never been on a tour before. It's a morning tour. It's like we doing 10, 15 cities. I forgot. That's never did that before.
Right.
Right? So everything, when all your experience is new, that's the
That's the best.
Talking about the music still, you know, you got some projects out right now. Talk about some of the projects you got currently out right now. You know, we know the Shade Room is one of your
Right.
singles right now.
Right,
But
right.
talk about, you know, that song, how that came about.
Tell
talk
me
about
you
some
love
of
me so we can go viral.
Yeah, I
Tell
like
me
that.
you love me so we can go viral. Yeah. Tell me you love me, baby. You know, just having fun. That's just fun.
Okay.
That's just fun. That's just a fun, something fun. You know what I mean? And you know, I like to always make music. You know, when I had a song and I posted it yesterday on my Instagram. It was part of my KLB4. It was called "Forgive Me."
Okay.
And I don't know if anyone of y'all
peeped
caught
it.
that. You peeped
I
that.
peeped it,
It's just
yeah.
me talking to black women or me talking to women in general.
Yeah.
And I was just like, if I had an opportunity to speak to women and personally and generally, what would I say? Or if I was speaking for everybody that been a fuck up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That been in a relationship and told lies and told a bunch of lies and got caught up and just been an asshole.
Right,
like,
right.
forgive me. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
for sure.
So, you know, I like those songs because it's like it bears my soul, and it's kind of like people really remember you from that if they ever tap into that, you know?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So, is it any artist that you have worked with that you want to work with again, or any artist that you haven't worked with that you want to work with?
I always said I wanted to work with Bruno Mars. I always want to work with somebody outside the box.
Okay.
You know?
I can see that. That'd be hard.
That'd be a cool little collab right there.
So, yeah, that would be crazy. Like something totally to the left, something totally not what we thinking,
Okay.
you know? Yeah.
That'd be ill. Grammys. Let's talk about it.
But what?
Grammys.
Grammys?
Yeah, you want one?
Never.
Never?
Never had a Grammy.
Do you want one?
Fucking right.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, I mean, you know, I'm gonna ask a
Does a
question.
bear take a shit
Yeah,
in
yeah,
the woods
right,
and wipe
right,
his
right.
ass with
With
a
a-
fluffy
with-
white rabbit? Absolutely. It's
Yeah.
a fact.
Of course.
I
I
mean,
don't
because
want a
some niggas be
Grammy.
like, because some
Some
artists
niggas
be
like, nah, I want to
fuck
go
the Grammy. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
I would love to have that. You know what I'm saying? Am I living for that every day? No. You know, would I love to be, you know, in that situation or be able to bring that back to my peoples and show my family and, you know, and have that accolade? Yeah, you know, why not? But, you know, if we don't, that's cool,
cool too.
You know?
He asking that
Yeah.
because a lot of these artists, you know, they ain't showing up to the Grammys or these award shows for
don't
music. They
come.
think it's rigged. They think it's political. They think, you know.
I don't gotta come. You can send it.
Yeah, just send it to you in the mail. so let's talk. Let's just talk entertainment all across the board.
Right.
Most rappers make that transition, and they go and act and do all that.
Right.
Is that in your future?
I've been in movies. I've been in things. I've done
Big joints, like you want to do like blockbuster joints, like
the biggest movie I was in was All Eyes on Me, Tupac movie.
yep.
And I still get drama for that because I shot Tupac in the scene.
Yeah. You was
Yeah.
a nigga that shot Pac.
Yeah.
That's why I wanted you to bring that up. I wanted you to do it. I wasn't gonna bring it up. But
You don't understand. You don't understand the hate mail that
Yeah,
I get even to this day. Now I'm fucking with you. You shot Tupac.
yeah. I just wanted you to bring it up. I didn't want to be the nigga
Man.
that brought it up in the
It was a
joint.
movie.
You know, niggas can't
No, that was
separate the
crazy.
two.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like so, like that type of stardom or that type of being that influential, you know, to the point where, you know, people mad at me.
Yeah.
You
So you
shut
catch
the
flack on the
fuck up,
street
man.
off
every,
that.
now- every now and then somebody jump in my
DM?
yeah, like they'll jump on my page and comment, "Shut up, man! Oh, you shot
Shot
Tupac."
So does that make you want to do more movies
Well,
of that magnitude? Or nah?
the thing about acting, I love it. I like that. I just done a couple things.
Okay.
I've done, you know, I've been on a couple. I got maybe like 5 movies on Tubi.
Nah, you got like 5.
You got it. You
6
got to at
joints.
least
Yeah.
have
6 joints on
at
Tubi.
least 6 joints on Tubi,
Yeah,
man, to be
yeah.
certified out here.
Nah, for sure.
You know, but I like acting. It's very time consuming.
Word.
I'm more. I would much rather be producing, right?
Okay.
I would rather be a part of actually creating a show.
Okay.
Whether it's the movie, whatever it is, actually doing it. And I've been doing that. I've been,
been producing?
right. It's things that I've already created. We haven't got it over the hump yet, so
Okay.
y'all haven't seen it. But I got a show. It's called New Mayo.
Okay.
The whole first episode is done. We're working on the last 6.
Okay.
Well, not last 6, but the whole season.
The season. You going
Yeah,
to do
that'll
the
be
season
7
and then put it
episode
out?
season. It's a comedy. I don't know if y'all familiar with Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Love Curb.
You love Curb?
Yeah.
You, Curb?
Curb's good.
All right, so Larry David is playing himself.
Yep.
Larry's an asshole. He's
He's
always
an
in these
asshole, for
situations.
sure.
Yeah.
So I was sitting around one night and I was thinking, like, wouldn't it be dope to put take this template, right, and make it urban? What if an artist is playing himself?
Mm-hmm.
His everyday. What's his life like? So it's me playing me, balancing, you know, my career, going up on the radio with Angela Yee, business, and
Yeah.
you know, trying to be a producer, being a father, and being having no luck in my love life.
Okay.
You understand? So it's funny. It's humor.
Comedy.
It's super dope. So yeah.
Yeah.
You know, and I came up with that. I wrote that, and we actually got that done. And
That's
it's
dope,
coming.
man.
Yeah.
Quick question here.
Congratulations.
Quick question here. Top 5 artists of all time.
I can't do that, man.
Come on,
I
man.
stay away from that. I love Pac. I love Big off the top. Jay-Z is the greatest to ever done it.
Uh-huh.
He's the greatest to
So
ever
you done
do
gave
it.
us 3. You might as well give us 2 more.
Right? He's the greatest to ever do it. I love Nas.
All right.
I love so many. I love Scarface. I love,
Scarface be up in New York a lot, too.
yeah, man. There's so many artists that I just absolutely love from so many different places. It's just always hard for me to put them all together.
Yeah.
You know, I'm a super Ice Cube fan, and I love Ice Cube for different reasons.
Okay.
Okay. Talk about it.
I look up to Cube because his transition to me is like no other. I used to argue with my homeboy about Cube transition. He used to be like Will Smith, but Will Smith wasn't a street nigga.
Yeah.
This
Nah.
was America Most Wanted.
Yeah.
Fuck the police and all that. Now he making
Movies with
movies and kids.
You know what I'm saying? Like, for sure.
I respect Jamie Foxx in that same vein too. You know, he tried to be a singer.
Mm-hmm.
Then he did the comedy, had a show, and then had a whole wave in music.
Yeah, he
And
killed it.
Then started doing serious movies to the point where my son was like, "Dad, Jamie Foxx is a comedian."
Yeah, these kids. You like,
So
what the...
so
what the-
so if you could consistently reinvent yourself,
Yeah.
That's the key.
that's the key. Because they may not remember me from 10 years ago. They may remember me now from being on the show with Ange or, you know, the Lobby Boys, or that's more recent.
Yeah.
Right? So that's the thing, the constant working, the constant moving, you know?
Yeah. So let's go next steps. Like the music, you got the music. You doing the joint with Yee. Shouts out to Angela Yee. So where you see yourself next 5 years? Like, go ahead, let's
And I'm doing shit.
doing shit. In the
Doing
mood,
shit.
everything.
Like, it's just
creating.
what I love about the era that we live in is having the opportunity to do as many things as you want.
Yeah.
As you can. Technology that made it to the point where you could literally have an idea and shoot your show on this.
Yeah.
And then deliver it to the people
Word.
with social media.
Yeah.
So it's so many things that you can do, you know, on a creative side. And I love being a creator. I love coming to somebody with an idea, be like, yo, you know what would be a dope idea, had this show where we had a tattoo parlor, and it's just like, you know what I'm saying? Just
Yeah.
coming off the top and actually making it happen.
Creating content,
Yeah,
good content,
yeah,
positive content. But
yeah.
you talked about, cats that are running content that don't need,
Right.
are not qualified to run content.
Yeah, you did.
You talked
You
about
did.
that, man. Talk about that, man, because everybody got content now. Everybody running content.
Yeah, it's a rat race, and it's so crowded, and it's so so nasty in certain areas.
Yeah.
You know, the internet, specifically certain aspects of YouTube, is not a place for principle. It's not a place for truth. It's not a place for morals and all that. It's just like whatever I could do
Yeah.
to get you to click on my video so I can monetize it. I don't care if what I'm saying is a lie. I don't care if what I'm saying is fake. I don't care if what I'm saying is disrespectful to whoever. I'm saying whatever. So it's just a nasty atmosphere. Sometimes every now and then you got to put your foot in the nigga chest. You understand? That's all.
That's real. That's real.
The internet now, you don't know what to believe no more,
You
man.
don't
Like,
know.
people
It's
just
all
saying
a
stuff
lie.
about
Just
It's a
saying
lie.
whatever. Just saying whatever. No evidence of what you saying. No, nothing to prove or back up or even. But look, it is what it is. We
Yeah.
can't complain about it
Nah,
because
it's what it is.
it is what it is. We just got to figure out ways to maneuver through it and just keep it moving, man. Every now and then you got to stick a.
Go ahead, say it. Get that
just
out.
gotta,
Go ahead,
you
get that
know,
out.
Every now and then you got to tighten some shit up, though.
Yeah,
it's all
that's
good.
it. That's it. That's it. You do.
There you go.
So,
Yeah.
with that being said, let's talk. You talked about Yee. You talked about
Mm-hmm.
business, but we didn't really go into business, right? So, what kind of businesses are you into? If you want to talk about it,
So we got a family restaurant in New York. Everybody know the Chelsea House. Shout out to my brothers. Yeah, we had to.
yeah.
We don't have the second one anymore because they got mad at us because they said we was running it like a club.
Oh, okay.
And it was in a building that was, people that lived on top of there. So you know how people be double parked? We was triple parked every weekend. So it was
Y'all outside.
it was
Y'all
crazy.
y'all traveling out the
Oh,
restaurant.
man, it was nuts over there. Like it was so crazy. It was like parties. It was. It was
wow,
was
wow,
lit.
wow. It was wow.
So we only got one. It's the Chelsea House. It's dope
Okay.
food. It's a vibe. You know, so many people been there. You know?
Yeah. Talk about some of the other things. I know you into some other businesses as well. I seen you did the post on your page with the real estate chick from Newark.
Well, I'm not so much into real estate. I don't even want to tell you what I like to do on my leisure time.
We could talk.
Not
We
leisure
could talk.
because niggas will be like, yo, you do that?
Tell them.
Nah.
All right.
But just put it like this. Some people like to do crypto, but it's other things other than crypto. So
Yeah.
that I do. You
Okay.
know?
Yeah.
And it makes money, a lot of money.
Okay. All right. So let's talk music. Let's go back to the music. You got the project out. 2 songs, fire. Would you ever work with some West Coast artists? Like,
I've worked with West Coast artists.
new.
I work with whoever, bro.
Okay.
I worked with Nipsey the first time he came to New York.
He
I don't know
did.
if his first time in New York, but his first big song, I was on a remix. That's Hustle in the House.
Yeah, Hustle in the House.
Shout out to the homie Nipsey.
Shouts out
Yeah,
to Nip.
first time I seen him. Remember that day like yesterday. They brought him to the studio, and I was like, this nigga like Snoop.
Definitely look like Snoop.
I did my verse for him right there.
Yeah.
So it's Hustle in the House remix with me, him, and J-Rock.
Yeah. Shouts out to J-Rock. Shouts out to Nip. R.I.P. Nip. Let's go back again. Music. If you had to rate albums, give me like what you listening to, right? Give me your top
Right now?
Right now, like you,
Not my music?
not yours.
Okay.
If you were rating albums and you saying, all right, I'm riding in the car, you know what I mean? We're gonna go to my favorite 5.
Right now,
Long
what
road
I'm listening
trip.
to right now.
Yeah, what you got?
Not just in general. Right
nah,
now.
just right now. What you rock?
I'm riding with my dog, Jomo.
Okay. Capo.
Right. So yeah.
Capo new joint crazy
At the
too.
church steps.
Yeah.
You know, I've been listening to Friday.
Okay.
I've been listening to Young Blue.
Okay.
Party Next Door, last album, not the one with Drake.
Yeah. Hold on, I'm gonna get to that. I'm gonna get to
No,
that.
listen,
I'm gonna get to
no,
that.
listen,
I'm gonna get to
listen
that.
what
We
I'm
both
trying to
about to
tell
get to
you.
that. I'm about to get to that.
Party next door. I really wasn't. I didn't really know. I can't say I was a fan of him.
Right.
I knew who he was.
Okay.
And then this girl said, "Yo, you need to listen to this," and she put it on.
He was like,
And I was high off mushrooms, and I was just like, and he was talking my life.
Yeah.
That last, he was like,
That
you
joint is
gonna make
crazy.
me lose my mind, fucking two, what? I'm
like,
what? Like, he talking my life, and I'm like, damn, I listened to that album the whole summer, so yeah, I enjoy all kinds of music, man, you know what I mean?
So you
Word.
brought up the Drake joint, right? Kinda, but not.
Yeah, I listened to it, but I didn't get into it, though.
All
Like,
right, so not the album. We ain't gonna bring up the album.
Right.
What you feel about the Drake Kendrick joint, the beef?
Okay, so I'm more of a Drake fan.
Yeah. Okay.
I like to be out. I like the ladies.
Like the melodies.
Okay, I like the melodies.
Yeah.
So I'm more of a Drake fan in that aspect. I really feel like Drake had hit a space in his career where it didn't matter what he was gonna say. They was gonna say he lost anyway.
Yeah, for sure.
And not to take nothing from Kendrick, that Not Like Us was phenomenal.
Great.
Like when I heard that, I said, "Oh, this is it."
Man.
Up until that point, I was like, "All right, I'm still thinking Drake got it."
He had something
But
coming
that
out,
Not
yeah.
Like Us, he was like fire on this nigga. Like, Jesus, put 3 records out the same day. This nigga going to war.
Right. Ooh-wee. But so who? I mean, so you know we know he lost. You know what I'm saying?
Right. I mean,
Like nigga lost.
yeah.
So
shit, like
you
nigga performed at the Super Bowl.
nigga that shit over.
Smiled
with.
in the camera.
Yeah.
on the
Like
line.
that's different. Like rap beef, they took that shit to another level. Like that
Yeah.
take the cake on rap beef.
Right.
Let,
right.
let me
what I
ask you
mean?
this. Let me ask you this. Do you think hip hop wanted that? You think the fans wanted that though?
I think we cannibalize our artists. I think that's the bad.
Damn, that's a great.
That's the bad aspect of our culture, right?
Yeah.
Like it's like I used to have to tell my son. He'd be like, "Oh, I heard that. That's mad old." I'm like, what's mad? Oh, it just
Right.
came out 3 months ago. What do
Yeah.
you mean? He's like, I ain't listening to him no more. I was listening to him last year. I was like, what?
Why
like,
are you doing that? Yeah, why we do that?
like,
Why do we do that?
cannibalize our artists?
Yeah.
And no other genre of music does that. Like if you love the artist that you rock with them, right? Like
Yeah.
go grow up with them. You know what I mean? So that's just the thing about that. So I think when it came to Drake, I think a lot of people was like, because the first verse on the first record that Kendrick said, they said Drake lost.
Yeah.
Niggas was in the comments, oh, he lost, it's
Yeah,
over.
yeah.
It's like, damn, this nigga, the song ain't even finished.
It was minute 1.5.
Yeah, it was like fucking first minute.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
know?
nah, that's crazy. Yeah, that's a wild situation. When we talking, let's go into rap beefs, right? It's been a lot, right? And it's been a lot coming from New York.
Beefs, it's always gonna be rap beef. It's always gonna beef. It's always gonna be disagreements. It's competitive. It's ego driven.
Yeah.
You know, just as long as it don't get nowhere else, that's when it becomes something else.
So you feel like, as hip hop fans, you in the game, it needs to draw the line just at the rap. We need to cut the.
I mean, I would hope so. You know, I come from a well beef. Whoa.
Yeah, you
Pause.
got to fix that. My goodness.
Had a lot of problems in my life very early. Gotta watch how you talk.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Listen, you get crazy. Nigga, pause. Like,
yeah,
what?
that's crazy. That's crazy. I'm
Be
gonna
like,
let you,
yeah.
you fix
like,
that.
hey, yo.
Yo, right.
What?
You talked about earlier how the internet is just like the phenomenon now. Like it's the ultimate beast. And you know, what do you think about these people getting picked up on indictments? Do you think the internet has a lot to do
Picked
with
up
that?
on the what?
The indictments, the
Of
feds,
course.
Big U,
Niggas
Diddy, all
out there
these guys.
solving cases.
Man.
Niggas is actually doing little mini documentaries putting people names in it, doing investigations, zooming in on pictures, showing you, circling shit and pointing. Yes, absolutely, because law enforcement tells us
Yeah.
we do social media canvassing. They watch
Yeah.
all this.
Yeah.
Instagram,
Yeah.
Facebook.
Yeah.
Twitter, YouTube. They watch these podcasts. They watching all this. And it's unfortunate, man. And, you know, it's unfortunate that niggas be having to learn the hard way.
Yeah. A lot of niggas done got bagged recently. You know what I'm saying?
I'm trying to talk myself into an indictment. You know what I mean? Like,
Nah.
never.
Yeah.
And that happens too. I mean, you get a lot of cats out here just talking freely like nothing gonna happen, but they got the feds
Because
out here
the whole idea is to look, everybody in this race to look so official.
Right.
You know, when nigga talking about, yeah, I was doing this, I was making it bad for niggas, I was hurting niggas in real life, and I'm this, and right here, and I was extorting niggas and all that. It's like, damn, like, since when we said all this?
Right.
But I don't get into it because it's just like, to each his own, bro. Like, get yours the way you got to get it, because now you can't even say nothing to a nigga because you'll be his content.
Yeah. Yeah. It make a movie off you. You know what I'm saying? And that's a different era, because you came from an era, you came up in an era where y'all did it for real. It wasn't no shows. It wasn't trying to do it for the music just to go viral.
Right. So
You
the
know
whole
what I mean?
everybody want to be viral. So the thing is, what's the real story of life in the streets? Niggas that's in the street don't want to be in there forever.
No. You do it, get you some bread, and get up out.
That's the real. Even if you still in it, 100%, you got a headache. You don't really want to be there forever.
No.
Right?
No.
But in the entertainment world, it's cool to look like it, to posture yourself like it, to act like it. And I think a lot of times the artists get fame is intoxicating, man. The money is coming fast. You think you're invincible. Niggas is doing things that they was never even doing before.
Yeah.
The homie Nip said it best. The streets will never love you. You know? So, you know, at the end of the day, man, we have, you know, some things that, you know, we always talk about, you know, just being positive, sending a good message, man. Maino, man, we definitely appreciate you, you know, coming
sure.
through.
Nah, man,
the
it's
DC,
too easy.
man.
Yeah.
This is definitely a good vibe. People, I'm sure, appreciate the show, what we have. People, the support you guys coming up.
They almost let me say that bad word, though.
Nah,
like,
yeah,
don't,
yeah,
real, that stop me. Like, I don't need this footage out there. Like, oh, it's
Yeah,
like,
Paul, we'll cut it out. We're not going to cut it out. No, I'm just joking, bro. I'm just joking.
Nah, we definitely appreciate you pulling
Appreciate
up, man.
nah, it's all love, man.
man.
Thank
This
you
is the
for
first
having me.
shows of many here
Yeah.
too, so you know what I'm saying. I gotta come up and pull up on you in New York, man. They say the city never sleep, man.
It
Yeah.
don't.
Yeah, the
And
city
they
We
never
there, though.
sleep, man.
And say
So
that
I'm about
y'all
to pull
boys
up.
be outside.
You know what
Pull
I'm
up.
saying?
It's not a
Yeah.
problem.
Yeah.
You know, 285 9th Avenue. We over to Chelsea's house, man. You know, come eat. We drinking. We vibing. You know, and the summer's coming up, so summer's is beautiful in New York.
Yes,
You know?
sir. Yes, sir.
Beautiful
Yes,
in New
sir.
York. So
But we appreciate you, man. And,
Appreciate
Thank you
you.
for pulling up, dog.
Thank you.
Thanks for pulling up, man.
thank you.
Check us out, everybody, on www.snstalk.net for all the latest episodes. We in 44 countries. The downloads is crazy. Obviously, on YouTube, we have views as well. Subscribe. You know, we got some big things coming up, big artists coming in. But yeah, man, show some love to Maino, man. Appreciate you, bro.
Show some love to Maino, y'all.
Thank you.